What do you do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We are here with a Patreon request. This time we're checking out Carmen Miranda's Ghost to Dawson's Christian. Now, I don't know what this is about, but we're about to go ahead and shut up and turn it up.
Jamie Dawson was the captain of the Christian and her crew, and he flew and fought the Christian in the War of 82. Now the Christian was
folk music. Yes, okay.
Was the tightest ship between here and Charlemagne, and the crew of Jamie Dawson was the same.
Okay.
On patrol in Sector 7, keeping a watch on Barbara's son, they would jump by three like cruisers, though they weren't a match for one. As they came to general quarters and they sent out the alarm, Dawson's crew was sure they finally bought the farm.
Okay, so it's told in more of a narrative form. Okay, these songs are often quite interesting, right? Especially if you got the instrumental back there, that's like really pleasing. It's just one of them things where it requires like your full attention to understand what's going on, right? It isn't something that you can necessarily skip. I'm glad that they have CC here. I know the lyrics are in the description. I could just as easily go down here and look at it this way, but I'm glad they have it here, so I ain't got to do too much scrolling. Let's keep it going.
Alarm, Dawson's crew was sure they finally bought the farm. No one living saw that battle, though the fleet was quick to leave. When they reached the site, they found a scene no sane man could believe. Dead in space lay three like cruisers, cut to ribbons all around, but no sign of Dawson's Christian could be found. There are stories of the Dutchman, the Celeste and Barnum's Bride. There are stories of the horseman and the lady at his side. But the tale that chills my spirit more because I know it's true is the tale of Jamie Dawson and his crew.
Okay, so he knows the true story. Everybody else just kind of has speculations as to what happens. Okay.
Yes, the tale of Dawson's Christian and her crew.
Let's hear it. Applause.
I was second mate on Harris Dream, a freighter on the line. We were shipping precious metals to the colony on 9. It was on the second watch of that most uneventful flight when the pirate ships appeared out of the night. Now to me there was...
You know, I always thought about that. Like back in the olden days, pirate ships were huge. It wasn't, I mean, I guess in the nighttime, flashlights didn't necessarily exist down in that. Yeah, it didn't exist in the pirate time. But I often thought that you could spot a pirate ship from miles away unless you didn't have like a lookout. You know what I mean? Like I always wonder how pirate ships can just up and show up without somebody seeing them miles away.
Out of the night.
But at nighttime visibility is reduced, so I could see that. I guess. Again, electricity wasn't where it was back then and it is now, so.
Now to me there was no question, for they had us 4-1, and you can't fight dirty pirates when your freighter has no gun. So we stood by to be boarded by a party and unseen when another ship appeared upon our screen. First we thought it just a pirate, but the vector was all wrong. Then we thought it might be rescue, but the signal wasn't strong. When she didn't answer hailing, we all felt an unknown dread, for we saw her shields were up and glowing red. Now the courage of that single ship is shown by very few, but we never knew a ship could fly the way the stranger flew. Never fearing guns or numbers, like a tiger to its meat, the stranger then attacked the pirate fleets.
Now all of a sudden I'm getting a different feeling right now. I just now realized this art. I mean, I've been staring at this artwork for a minute, but now that I have some context with with what's going on here, what if what they experienced was a spaceship? Because I'm seeing this thing right down here. Because remember, the ship was cut to ribbons. Okay, so now I'm not sure if this is something that was told back in the day and they got invaded by something from like some type of time traveler unit, like some Terminator stuff, or this is like one of those space galaxy type of stuff, right? Where they call ships. You guys ever seen that movie? What's that? It wasn't made by Disney. I forgot what it was called. It was Space something. Actually, probably wouldn't even call it that. But now that's what I'm thinking, that it was a ship. I mean, a jet.
The stranger's beams burned brighter than all beams I'd seen before, and the stranger's shields were harder than the heart of any whore.
Yeah.
As the battle rent the ether while we watched and shook our heads, the pirate ships were cut to bloody shreds. The pirate ships were cut to bloody shreds. Just as quickly as it started, then the fighting was all done, for the pirate fleet was shattered and the stranger's ship had won. Though we tried to call and thank her, not an answer could we draw. Then she dropped her shoes, and this is what we saw.
Shoes. Dropped her shoes.
There were
dropped her shoes. Is that a... I know that's just a saying, you know what I mean? But what do they mean by drop your shoes on a ship? Like drop the anchor?
This is what we saw. There were 30 holes clear through her and a gash along one side, and we knew that when it happened that no crew were left alive. For the markings all said Christian, deep inside us each one knew 'twas the tomb of Jamie Dawson and his crew. Now instead of flying off, the strangers then began to fade. First the hull and then the bulkheads as we cowered there afraid. For as the Christian disappeared, the last to slip from view were the bones of Jamie Dawson and his crew. Yes, the bones of Jamie Dawson and his crew.
A ghost.
There are stories of the Dutchman, the Celeste and Barnum's pride. There are stories of the horseman and the lady at his side. But the tale that chills my spirit, and I swear to God it's true, is the tale of Jamie Dawson and his crew. Yes, the tale of Dawson's Christian and her crew.
So like some Pirates of the Caribbean, they got attacked by skeletons. Like, I don't know. Wow. Okay, you know, I don't think I got a lot of reactions to just pure folk music, but I gotta tell you, there's a charm. I mean, honestly, I don't think I listen to folk music in general, but there's a charm in this right here that I can find myself getting very, very used to, especially as the story gets told. You know, it's kind of like an audiobook in a sense, where you're just sitting there waiting for the climax, and you're like, oh, that's what's going on. Now, I know sometimes I can be a little like empty-headed. Like, I can have the answers to what's going on in the story right here in front of me, but yeah, I will still make unimaginable reaches and elsewhere. I don't know why I do it. It's just that way. But this has truly been enjoyable. So that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.